Yo guys, I've got a spark which I'm going to use to ignite the fire for a brand new debut here on the channel. A debut of which, as you've already been able to tell, is in complete black and white, because this is the Skylanders Superchargers Supercharger Noir Locke, so therefore it wouldn't be much of a noir look if things weren't in black and white now, would it? So that begs the question, why is everything in black and white? My face cam, the gameplay, even the layout. There isn't a single ounce of colour in a single frame of the entirety of this episode, and that will continue for the rest of this series, purely because having things in black and white is awesome, especially for this game. The aesthetic really matches, it gives it a nice retro type appeal, so I just feel as though for cinematics look nice in black and white, especially for Superchargers, which is why we're doing the series this way, to make it all the more visually distinctive rather than playing through the games regularly, because where's the excitement in that? Instead, I always, when I'm doing Locke series, try to find some sort of way to make an extra gimmick to the Locke feel all the more interesting, shall we say. All of this stutter, and that's the nerves right there, but those nerves are more excitement than anything, because I cannot wait to be getting into the Skylanders Supercharger Noir Locke, which is a bit of a mouthful, but this is no regular Noir Locke. Instead, this is for Wii U Edition. We get to talk about that a little bit more later on, after, of course, I have explained the rules to where when a Supercharger is defeated in battle, they are classed as dead and cannot be used again for the remainder of the series. Normally this would be pretty easy, because I could just switch out a Skylander whenever they get low on health and therefore save them from their gruesome fates. Well, it will turn out that whenever an element is active in an area, I must switch out to a Supercharger corresponding to that element, and I cannot switch out once again until the element of the area changes. So naturally, if a tech element is active, I must switch out for high volt, and until the element of the area changes, once again, I have to remain as him, no matter how low his health gets, no questions asked. That is where the difficulty comes in. And speaking of difficulty, we're going to press the A button on my Pro Controller, because I'm a sane person and choose not to use the bulky gamepad for this series. And now that we've gotten into it, the difficulty is going to be set rather high for this series, as we are playing a nightmare mode of all things. Let's get to it. And we are going to be watching cutscenes, because given that this is a noir Locke, the cutscenes will look all the more unique in black and white. Therefore, I'm going to shut up and I'm going to let you guys enjoy it, now that we've gotten the rules as such out of the way. Yeah, that sounded like Eon, alright. No questions asked. So it's about me shutting up and letting you enjoy it, eh? But no, the cutscenes definitely look glorious in black and white. That's putting it mildly. Oh my, it's chaos, and you know what? That robe is glorious. The only thing he's missing now is the hair, because if he had hair as glorious as mine, boy, would he be one hell of a charismatic leader. But you know what, the robe, still rather glorious, not gonna lie. Credit where credit is due. Oh no. Oh no, whatever am I going to do? Not Flynn. Anyone but Flynn. He wouldn't. Oh no, he would. You can bet that he would. Oh, okay then. Bye. With that being said and done, this video is coming to an end, and I want to thank you all so much for watching by merely clicking on this video. Jokes on you, not really. That's what we have friends for. Or, as the In-Betweeners would put it, friends! Man, the In-Betweeners really ruined making new friends, didn't it? That all being said and done, as you've been able to tell already, this is known as the Wii U Edition. I'm going through it on the Wii U rather than PlayStation 4, which I did my original playthrough on, one in which I lost the Locke because I only had access to 18 characters, but for Wii U, has exclusive characters to add to my roster, so I've upgraded from a cast of 18 to a cast of 20 thanks to the Nintendo exclusive characters that are only available on the Wii U. And this entire series of which, because I'm recording on the Wii U, is only possible thanks to my friend Jared, as he allowed me to borrow his Wii U in the recording of this series. So without him, the series therefore wouldn't be possible. So be sure to put in those comment sections beside me in the Premiere chat, thank you Jared. If I see that you don't thank Jared in the comment section, I'm not going to be mad, just disappointed. And as we all know, that is way, way worse. So yes, that's the fun part. We finally get to play as the Nintendo exclusive characters, and both of them, those being Hammerstone Bowser and Turbocharged Donkey Kong, they are absolute beasts. I can't wait to play with characters that have this sheer amount of fun and creativity put behind them, and we even get to use their vehicles, which in this case is going to be the Barrel Blaster. Now my Skylanders are in my desk in front of me, so you're going to see plenty of them. You're also going to see plenty of stuff behind me, like the Elites from the Superchargers lineup, as well as my Lego Torneck. I'm not willing to part ways with the information as to how long that took me to build. It was long, but man, it was a glorious build, and the attention to detail on that is astounding. But that being said and done, as you saw, Chaos just cut off the portal network, so we can't just place a Skylander onto the portal and be on our merry way, because there's no way to travel to and fro Skylands, not without a Rift engine anyway, and that's why we have vehicles in this game. We need a vehicle on the portal at all times, because these are powered by Rift engines, which give us the ability, even without Portal Network, to create rifts from our world into Skylands, where we can bring our toys to life. So Barrel Blaster has been slammed on that there portal, and what's interesting about the Nintendo guest stars, not only are they exclusive for the Wii U system, so you can't play them on platforms outside of Nintendo ones, even when the game is Superchargers, so Superchargers on PS4, you cannot play as this guy you see before you. Well, you see his back before you anyway. Now, the unique functionality with these characters is that you can flick them. I've just flicked him to Amiibo, so if I place him on the portal now, it wouldn't work with pointers. The double functionality allows him to switch from Amiibo to Skylander at the simple twist with one base. I almost said Swimple then, and what I want to know is what the fuck is a Swimple? And let it be known that I do not censor myself. There is no coverage here when it comes to the editing and comedic style, so if you aren't the biggest fan of swearing in Skylander videos, because yes, these games are child friendly, but the commentary is not, so if that's not what you want to hear, that's totally fine. You're just not in the right place. Ooh, it is, yeah. But we are now travelling through the Portal Network now that we have ourselves a Rift engine to jettison ourselves back into Skylands with. And say, rather than doing a supercharger combination, because normally you can match a vehicle and a Skylander aesthetically to create a supercharged buff for either of them, but Bowser and the Barrel Blaster, they don't mix. I instead decided to shift things up and have one Nintendo character combined with the other Nintendo character's vehicle. Plus, this also means that I get to switch out for Hammerstone Bowser, which is my favourite supercharger of all time, so I have no problems with how this is going thus far. But hopefully, given that this is now the mode and my Hammerstone Bowser isn't currently at level 20, I will not lose him in level 1, because boy, that would be embarrassing. In fact, I'm not even sure if this character is fully upgraded. We're about to find out, I'm sure.
Sometimes foreshadowing is relatively obvious.
But say, this character is so much fun. He doesn't even need the upgrades. He's a beast as is, so who needs additional buffs now, right? It's like turning around and saying that the one thing Avatar needs is more money. I mean, apparently it did, because they re-released it in theatres anyway, which is just hilarious. Ooh man, that is like the first time that has functioned well. I mean, this game isn't actually updated. This is basically just the base disc without any of the later updates on it, because the Wii U isn't connected to Wi-Fi, so it can't download said updates. And somehow that section is functioning better without the patches. Interesting to say the least. But yeah, that original Noir Locke, which I wound up losing, that has since been archived, so if you want to go back and check out the failure of that series, we made it pretty far in the end, but after all that, it didn't even matter. And you can check out that entire series, archived series I should say, check out the entire archived series via the link in the description below. Man, that was really over-explained. That's kind of another general gist of my commentary. If you're new here, my style is I over-explain everything. And I also fucking swear a lot, for some reason. I mean, I'm a 21 grown man, well, 20-year-old grown man, playing Skylanders on the internet, swearing to my heart's content, and I'm loving every goddamn second of it. But yeah, it's a warm welcome to be back on the Wii U, because I originally owned the Wii U myself before selling absolutely everything I had to do with it, besides my copy of Skylanders Superchargers. The fact that I held onto my copy of Skylanders Superchargers and Jared had a Wii U of his own meant that I could combine both of those things to record the series you see before you, and obviously it is debuting on this fine Thursday evening. This series is going to come out weekly, so you're going to receive it every Thursday. From here on out, meaning that the last episode after there are 13 episodes, each episode dedicated to a new area. So here we're going to go through the Rift to Skylands. The next episode will be Cloud Reaper's Crag, rather than chapters, because they're more so checkpoints in this game. Ooh, what have we got from our first Supercharger chest? A red gold. I'm sure that's going to be very useful for Bowser's survival. What we do without that red gold? I'll tell you what, this Locke would be screwed without that their red goal. And also, speaking of which, in this Locke, vehicle deaths count as actual deaths. They might be bullshit, but deaths are deaths all the same. Wow, those Koopas are really annihilating those enemies. I almost feel sorry for them. Almost, anyway. And this is also going to be a series where we go through every single vehicle section in the game, which means that we have to go through land vehicle sections, sky vehicle sections, and sea vehicle sections. During those sections, the only thing that matters, element-wise, is the Skylander. The vehicle doesn't matter, we're just going to play whichever vehicle I feel like, and between vehicle sections I can switch out to whichever vehicle I please, so that's going to be really good for the Ride Apocalypse Demolition Derby, where I can switch out my land vehicle each round. I'm going to need that, otherwise I'm going to lose all my characters to the Demolition Derby again, a bit like the original run of this series. If I'm not careful, I'm going to die to a fucking champion. That's the last thing I want, my favourite Supercharger to be lost here, level 1. Like I said earlier, that would be embarrassing. Ouch, that was much pain. Just gotta make sure I don't get backed up into that corner back there. Okay, boom, we finished him off by some miracle. We aren't dead, not yet anyway. And we get to open up yet another Supercharger chest with a hat. Ooh, it's very interesting to see classical Nintendo characters not only Skylanderified, so that then their designs, blend in well with the rest of the Skylander, so to say, but now we get to see these classic Nintendo designs with hats, a unique, comedic style of the Skylander games, mind you. It's just a really excellent amalgamation of the two styles. You still get the nostalgia and the classical feel of Bowser combined with the cartoon aesthetic of Skylanders. Then again, Super Mario in and of itself is a bit of a cartoon. You don't regularly see massive turtle Koopas with spikes and glorious hair, shall I say. Bowser's hair is magnificent, and I know a thing or two about magnificent hair. Let's get him. Booyah, baby. Let's go. Ooh, more cutscenes. More of a noirness to enjoy, which I'm pretty sure isn't a word, but it is now because I said so. Flynn? Agreeing with Hugo? Who is this guy, and what has he done with Flynn? That's what I want to know. So yeah, be sure to wish me chat. Wish me chat? Wish me luck in the Premier chat beside me, not only for my own sanity, given my own commentary right now, and the lack of sense it makes, another part of my signature style I suppose, but also wish me luck for this Locke, because trust me, it's a lot easier to lose characters in vehicle sections than one might think. I guarantee that 90% of these deaths will be to vehicle sections, because for land sections, well, not the land vehicle sections, but for combat sections in this game, aren't nearly as tough as for ones from all the others, but for vehicle combat sections, on the other hand, boy do they get tough, and it's very easy for your health to absolutely get diminished by the larger hitboxes of the less manoeuvrable vehicles, because that's something that, really goes together. Large hitboxes and a lack of manoeuvrability, what could possibly go wrong with that setup? Anyway, speaking of setting stuff up, we had a puzzle set before us, and we destroyed it hook, line and sinker. We ignited the engine, collected the sparks along the way, and managed to successfully get past the puzzle. And now I'm rewarded with another cutscene. Can't go wrong with that. My apologies if you hear someone rolling the bins in the garden in the background noise, mind you. Just there is things in life I cannot control, I'm afraid. including when people choose to roll in the bins.
I sure wish Master Eon was here.
What's funny is that after all that, you guys probably didn't even hear it in the background anyway.
Wait, I almost forgot. Master Eon left this with me. He said it was for the Skylander. Master Eon?
Greetings, Portal Master. If you are seeing this, I have been taken captive, and my worst fears are confirmed. Thanks to Chaos, the darkness has returned.
Whoever is rolling those bins is doing it the loudest, most way possible.
Chaos has used the
Man, I can't even shut up for 30 seconds to let you guys enjoy the cutscene, and neither can the person rolling the bins in outside.
Sky Eater.
And I thought I was a nuisance. I mean, I still am a nuisance, but am I as much of a nuisance as the rolling bins?
Pilot an unstoppable fleet of supercharged vehicles.
Yeah, we're going to leave that question open. It's a rhetorical question though, so no need for the reply. After all, the effect of a rhetorical question is for effect, not to elicit a reply. Yeah, we really needed slow-mo for that. I mean, even though the vehicles are cool, might as well soak in all their glory. Literally in the case of sea vehicles, because there's water all around you, and water is soaked up. Haha, puns! It's like the roadmap pun I made at the beginning of the series, about the unique roadmap, because, well, elements, when they're active in an area, are chosen by complete chance. It's random as to which elements pop up in which areas, so therefore the way I progress through this lot will be completely unique. The roadmap of this particular series will be different from somebody else who does the exact same series, because different elements will pop up for them compared to the elements that pop up for me, based on the randomness of it all. Did I make a roadmap pun in the intro? I don't know. I made the intro like 8 times, so I forget which parts were in the finalised intro. The joys of having to perfect everything. Anyway, we now have a pinata, obviously the Skylarified version of a pinata. Die, die, die. Man, the Pro Controller is so much better than the gamepad. It's far less bulky and I can actually hold it comfortably in my hands. Like I say, since I'm a sane person, I will play the game with a traditional controller, rather than playing with a gamepad, which is the controller designed for not so sane people, obviously. I am joking, of course. I'm just not a big fan of the gamepad, which is what I have my Pro Controller for. And again, don't forget to thank Jared in the premiere chat. That is why the episode is named after him. After all, the series could not exist without him loaning his Wii U out. And what do you know, it's a land vehicle section. That sure is convenient, given that a land vehicle is currently on the Portal of Power. Yeah, it's very convenient indeed. Well, it's not so convenient as me proceeding to continue to talk over the cutscenes. But, oh, well, at this point, what are you going to do about it? I didn't even know you could jump in this form. I assumed that when you jump, you are kind of exited out of it. But that, my friends, is the Giga Bowser mode. It reminds me of his appearances in the Smash Bros. Franchise. In fact, that's maybe where they even drew that part of the moveset from. Because for Turbocharged Donkey Kong and Hammerslam Bowser, they did draw elements of their moveset. They were inspired by the characters' Nintendo history. Donkey Kong, for example, can pound the ground and create apparatus from the original Donkey Kong arcade game. Well, he doesn't create it, he allows it to fall from the sky, which is a really nicely detailed touch indeed. The original Donkey Kong arcade game being from Nintendo's origins. Donkey Kong is one of their oldest, most characters, even more so than Bowser, actually. Okay, let's be crashing, apparently. Good start. The vehicle controls are rather odd in this game, and they only get worse from here, because what's worse than having confusing controls is confusing controls combined with inverted controls for the sake of the anti-gravity in the Land of the Undead. Yeah, boom, baby. Now that was a shit ton of gear bits. We love to see it. Anyway, speaking of gear bits, let's crash and then we can get even more gear bits being rewarded for crashing. We love to see it, we do. Okay, let's get out of here some more. Yeah, these guys, they are going down. And I'm yelling thunder! You might notice that the lighting has significantly changed, and that's purely because I'm still relying purely on natural lighting And the sun is like the person who decides when to roll in the wheelie bins, something out of my control. And naturally when it starts to set, as it is right now, or when it starts to brighten back up again, that natural sunlight is going to also affect the lighting of the face cam. Okay, let's get him. Oh, we got him very quickly. I like that. I like that a lot. Man, I haven't played with Barrel Blaster for a very long time. I'm forgetting how garbage it is in comparison to the more superior vehicles, such as the Gold Rusher and the Burn Cycle, which are other vehicles we are going to be utilising throughout the playthrough of the game, because, as I said earlier, not only are we going to continue these controls, but we are, you know, going to not worry about what our vehicle's element is for the vehicle sections, only what the element of the Skylander is. Everything else does not matter with the vehicle. I can pick and choose whichever ones I please. Oh, it's a mod. Yeah, baby! Okay, let's go. Collect some gear bits along the way, because clearly 9,000 gear bits isn't enough. It's like Avatar already. One thing Avatar needs is more money, apparently. I've made that joke already. But, you know, it's clearly a joke that has you in hysterics, which is why I'm repeating it, you know, a repetition for comedic effect. Comedic effect being that it really exposes me as a bit foolish for making the same joke again and again and hoping for a different response every time, because that is the definition of insane, which I'm trying to prove I'm the opposite of by not playing with the gamepad. Okay, here we are. Let's destroy some stuff, yeah. Take that to the face. Not that they had much of a face. And that is the Earth element. So, let's be taking Hammer Slam Bounce off the portal right there. You saw him briefly in the face cam. And now, instead, we're going to be replacing him with your boy Sharpshooter Terrapin right here. It's very hard to handle these guys with one hand because my other hand is currently with the controller. So, let's be replacing Sharpshooter Terrapin onto that portal right there and being done with it. Because, man, I have access to 20 Superchargers, so I might as well make sure I'm using all of them. Ooh, yay, more gear bits. Loving some gear bits. Yeah, my face cam for camera for it is right in front of the elemental icon, which is why I kind of had to bob my head up for a moment there to actually see what the elemental strength was for a moment there. And what do you know, we got a Baddie Crusher. Wow, what an original name. I wonder how many brain cells it took to come up with that. Ooh, gear bits for the win. You can't go much wrong with gear bits for the win. Now, there was probably more things I had to say in the intro that I completely forgot about. And if that's the case, I will just add them in post, because that's just the glory of editing for you. And this is definitely going to be made in a completely different style to the original Supercharger Noir Locke I did. Essentially, since I made the same jokes on repeat for that series a ton, like even worse than I did with Avatar in this episode. In that original series, I made jokes about Transformers and cars every single episode because, well, I like Transformers and cars. Cars was my childhood movie. And you know what? There's cars in this game. There's cars in cars. Pretty surprising that. But say, rather than make those jokes every single episode, I'm just going to say whatever I think up in the moment, which most of the time is going to mean I'm going to be saying a whole lot of gibberish, like this gibberish I'm saying right now. Yes, this is a fine example of what my gibberish shall look like. I sincerely hope you're enjoying this, by the way. Every single Thursday you're going to be able to tune into this madness. Oh wow, would you look at that? We just kind of blew it up by doing absolutely nothing. That's my favourite thing to do, blow stuff up by doing absolutely nothing. Okay, here we are. We can attack those guys. They're hard to kill, especially since they're coming at us and with such speed, but, you know, so long as we don't ram straight into them, we'll be fine. And just like that, I believe we get to stunt our way to victory. Not really, you know, much of a stunt as is a jump. I guess a jump is a stunt, but I mean, in midair we didn't exactly do tricks, but it was an impressive jump, stunt, thingamabob, whatever you fucking want to call it. It was cool all the same, and we stuck the landing. Even got an XP gain from all the sparks we've been collecting along the way. That's why I say that I have a spark, which I'm going to use to ignite the fire, because there's sparks everywhere in this game. Not for igniting fires, unfortunately, but they have sparks all the same. And they also have soul gems and light elemental sections. So we're not going to be previewing Super Shot Stealth Elf, but we are, however, going to be switching out for a little bit of Astro Blast. Yeah, yeah. Just swipe them across my face cam while I'm acting like I don't I, because again my portal is literally straight in front of the face cam, right down there. So you're going to see a lot of Skylanders enter in front of the face cam and all that. There's going to be a lot of to and fro movement, as well as button mashing. Okay, we want that. And now we're going to get back over there. Yeah, baby. For some reason, I'm forgetting the controls of this game in its entirety. I've got Skylanders Giants and Spyro's Adventure on my mind, clearly. Okay, cool, let's kill him! It also doesn't help that I've played very little of Astro Blast, which definitely isn't what would be implied by his level 19 experience right now, but it's the truth. After all, I solemnly swear to tell the truth and nothing but the truth. That actually hurt a lot more than it looks, and right now I'm just trying to keep the pain internal so I don't squeal on the outside. Oh. Perhaps next time I shouldn't hit myself. It's like the age-old joke, why are you hitting yourself? Why are you hitting yourself? You know, normally when people are telling that joke, they take your hand and forcibly make you hit yourself with their own hand. But this time, I only have one hand, and there's nobody to force me in hitting myself. I'm just actually hitting myself. So we need a C vehicle, which is where the Splatter Splasher comes in. Yeah, baby. I think I might have just accidentally knocked Astro Blast to the portal right there. About to find out. Oh, no, but you continue to register. It sure is a good and convenient thing that the portal has a decent range on its reading capabilities, because that's all what it is. It's effectively just an NFC reader that reads the NFC chip within a Skylanders base, mind you. There's a glorified, shopping thing? I don't know, shopping scanner in retail when they scan all of your items, all of your barcodes, so that then they can tally up the price of all of the products you are consuming as the consumer. Man, we could make this episode about capitalism. What an exciting topic about Skylanders indeed, because Skylanders actually has a lot to do with capitalism. After all, a lot of Skylanders became quite rare as the supply diminished and the demand far outweighed the supply. So therefore, those who had the supply would jack up their prices, so that then the people who have the demand are willing to pay those prices, and they increase their profit as a result. That is very much what capitalism means. Memes? That is what capitalism means. That is 1000% what I meant to say. The point is, that's how Robo gets as rare and expensive as he is. He's 350 quid because people are being capitalists, and they know that Robo is in high demand, but really low supply. And they know that people are willing to pay £350 for him. Oh, that's a lot of gear bits right there. We'd love to see it. We can even triple our gear bit count. But once again, the Splatter Splasher doesn't exactly need more money. Who am I kidding? It needs one thing, and one thing it needs is more money. Okay, so we can gather all bunches of stuff around here, including even more gear bits. Yes, I need more riches. Just follow me. Also, invisible walls, which are fantastic, I suppose. As well as mods, they too are also fantastic. This is a rather musical-based one, the Sea Floor Rumbler Horn for the Sea Shadow. Okay, what do we have here? Is this a moment where I noticed that there's been an elemental change this entire time? Technically, yes, there has been for the Dark Elements. So without further ado, let's bring about Nightfall's debut into this series. She's going to be on the portal for all of 30 seconds, but I need to make sure I maintain my own rules, otherwise it's anarchy. So yeah, we have Nightfall on the Splatter Splash, one hell of an interesting combination, because normally when I'm playing as Nightfall, I'm supercharging her with the might of her Sea Shadow vehicular unit. Oh yeah, that Peñado is so getting destroyed. Yeah, baby, we got some experience though. Unfortunately for Nightfall, unlike Astro Blast, she is maxed out and that experience went to waste. I would have preferred it to go towards Astro Blast, but unfortunately I noticed the elemental switch in time, and therefore I switched. As you saw, with your own two eyes. That's what using eyes means, that you see things. So I recommend you using your eyes so that then you see such things. After all, seeing things is particularly useful when things are needed to be seen. Ooh, money. Don't mind if we do. Money, money, money. Oh, we love ourselves some money. even more money, and a soul gem for the one and only Hammer Slam Bowser, whom of which debuted in this episode. We're not going to be previewing him, however. Ooh, so much treasure, glorious treasure. But yeah, I felt as though there was no greater character to premiere this entire series with than the might of the greatest supercharger of all time, Hammer Slam Bowser. And now we have Amy, who's going to teach us Skystone's overdrive, which is made all the more difficult in Nano mode because we have our regular 30 health. They have 40, and they use strategy and overpowered stones. That's the thing, you can't just go into Skystone's battles, stones are blazing, you have to think things through, compute, and you need to plan ahead, otherwise you will lose, and that's what I love about it. The need for strategy, and just, you know, the game is long, it's slow paced, but it really rewards strategy, so, you know, the marathon style of the game is what makes it so interesting to me. It's a really compelling game that, again, rewards your investment, concentration, and more importantly, your strategy. It pulls you into the game's world even further, you could go as far as say, because you imagine as though a Skystone's game like this would be played in the world of the Skylands. What I could be doing with, however, or without, is the tutorial. I've played this game several times, so therefore the need of tutorial is rather minimal. But they're going to go on ahead and give me the tutorial anyway. Okay, so let's see what we've got. It's the opponent's turn, and unfortunately there are no dark stones among us, because whenever we have a stone that matches the element of our Skylander, we get a big buff. If only I was playing as Magic character right now, because in that case I'd have several buffs, and that would be glorious. But luckily I have the rock to hit back for me after the sheep creeper was rather inconvenient. Don't appreciate that much, we don't. So we're going to pay back the inconvenience with the absolute pure might of Spot Bite. Might and Bite as a rhyme, making me poet without even knowing it. So yeah, I would love to place a Skystone here. But, you know, I'm a bit busy having to listen to Hugo, apparently. This is all unnecessary deeps do. Which I could skip over by pressing best button in video game, but we are trying to keep our skipping to a minimal, as everything is in black and white, and so naturally seeing all of these things that you don't normally see from the game in this visual style will make it all the more unique and memorable as a result, and it's something that we want to see because of the difference that is presented before us compared to what we usually get. Boom. Boom. Oh no, they shook the room. Too many boom booms in here. It's like Nintendo all over again. They seem to love boom boom, and they put him as the boss fight in every single Mario game. You can't never get enough of boom boom, apparently. This is where, well, that's great, Hugo, but this is where we sacrifice one of our weaker stones, and then we can kill off the I-5, and then we can save for Skystones with more hearts for later into the game. Again, that future forward-thinking strategy. Yeah, speaking is hard, okay? Speaking of what's hard, now I have only 1 health. Well, not my player health, my Skystone health for the top spotlight up there. But luckily we have a vehicle which, when it's in overdrive, well, it has a special ability, which in this case we can summon fire or life spell punks to all empty friendly spots. We don't have any empty friendly spots, so we're going to save that for now, and instead this guy can actually survive the conflict, so we'll bring him out, and then when some of our Skystones inevitably are killed off, we can, in their place, where they have empty slots, summon our Splatter Splasher so we have more spell punks. Oh, it's a Chompy. Oh no, not the Chompy. Even though they're not doing a very good job killing off my stones now, are they? We definitely want to go for a attack-heavy combination right now. So the best attack we have is from that little gremlin fella up there. And just like that, we've practically won already, unless they defend my free attack. Otherwise, we have won. And the chances of them dealing 23 damage in the next couple of turns is minimal. It is what we love to see. We have won. In fact, we can even go overboard and make sure they have, you know, about as small amount of health as you could possibly have in that outcome. Yes, that's what we love. We love the Annihilation, and we also love the Toxic Tushy. We're going to add it to our Skystones deck because a 3-3 is at least better than stuff like the 2-3 we had from earlier. Okay, boom, let's grab all this treasure along the way because it's glorious. I'm going to actually hit the jump button rather than the attack button because I keep wanting to press the A on my controller to jump because it's A on Xbox, but obviously A and B for Nintendo are switched compared to where they are for Xbox. You think I'd be used to Nintendo controls by now, but I don't normally actually play Skylanders on the Nintendo system. I play the first 2 games on the Xbox 360 and I play the latter 4 games on PS4, so this is literally my first time playing Skylanders on the Nintendo system in years. I even had Imaginators on Switch at some point, and I sold it a little bit too early because now it's increased in value significantly. I sold it on for about 100. Now, if I held on to it, I could sell it on for 3 times that. And I'm not ashamed that I sold it, because £100 is a lot of money. I'm just ashamed that I sold it so soon, and now I can't get even more money from it. Because yeah, at the end of the day, Skylanders Imaginators is a game that I own on PS4. I don't need to own it on Switch as well, despite how prestigious it would be for my collection. I'm not a video game collector. I'm a Skylanders collector, I'm a Blu-ray collector, but I could care less about Skylanders games, what systems they're on. They're just for games and the means of which I can, you know, play these magnificent masterpieces. Boom, boom, let's shake the room. Man, even with the buff. I5? Where did I get I5 from? I was trying to say that even with the buffs, Nightfall seems to be having a rough go of it. Ooh, money, because clearly I haven't seen enough of that already. Same as Avatar. Not nearly enough money. We need more. More, I tell you. Luckily for me, there seems to be plenty of that going around. Now you see, if I had as much money as Nightfall, I wouldn't even need to concern myself with selling Skylanders Imaginators on Switch. You know, I'd have plenty of money to go around with 13 grand. You know, adding 300 to that would be very minimal. You know, there's barely even scratching the surface of my financial funds at that point. Ooh, Skystone hat, that looks cool. We're gonna wear it because I like wearing cool hats. Look at that, I have a blade sticking through my head. It's like I'm just mohawked up. Oh, let's not jump there because if we fall off, we take fall damage in this game, which is actually something really cool, and I'm glad they did it. I'm sad to have seen it have dissipated in Skylanders Imaginators because it added more to the challenge, and it really does encourage your immersion into the game world, because if you are stupid and don't compute and don't platform, you fall and you die. It's a very embarrassing way to die because of falling and being unable to platform. But it's still, in my opinion, a cool addition to add to difficulty in this game, because if there's one thing this game needs, is actually more difficulty. Oh, we're bouncing back and forth, man, for bouncy physics. These are hilarious. Like, normally I'm not a big fan of bouncy physics, but, yeah, in this case, I'll make the exception. Then again, I have a lot of bias towards Supercharger period. This is my second favourite Skylanders game, for the sake of cinematics, which are elevated by the retro appeal of the Noir Locke right now. Ooh, we leveled up, very nice. But I also love it for the variety in the gameplay. It keeps the game pretty fast-paced. Sure, a lot of vehicle sections are tedious, repetitive and dull, but the ones that aren't are an absolute treat. And not only does the game look great, it sounds great. Just listen to the music right now, for example, in the background of the game. The music is spectacular, the cutscenes are spectacular, because the cutscenes all lean towards a heavily investing story with depth that we've never seen from any Skylanders game before. So the story is also spectacular. Okay, let's watch out. Are we just going to remain as a dark element for the rest of this episode? I mean, I'm okay with that. Mainly because Nightfall's probably going to die very early on, as you saw from the combat. Even in level 1 she's struggling, so the chances of her making it to the finale, let's just say her chances are dwindling in the single digits. Ooh, but that's a lot of money and a lot of supercharger chests. Do not mind if we do. Watch out for you. Ooh, once again a rhyme, making me purr without even knowing it. Watch out for you. Ouch. Oh, never mind, I guess we couldn't look out for you. But luckily that's what we have healing for. Healing is rather convenient indeed. Okay, let's hit these crates, mainly because they look to me funny, no other reason. Watch out for that right there. Yes, which is what we did. Again, I used my eyes to avoid the things that I saw using said eyes. Very convenient to have an eyes for when things need to be seen. Very convenient indeed. Ooh, money. Don't mind if I do. As per the norm, definitely do not mind if I do. Destroy them there crates. We're going to tank the damage like a champ, because I'd rather get the money. I'm just that greedy. And we have a Sky section coming up, and since we, you know, premiered this series with a Barrel Blaster, I think it's only right that we conclude the premiere episode with the fellow Nintendo vehicle of the duo, that being the Clown Cruiser. We haven't yet played as Turbocharged Donkey Kong. Hopefully that will change in the near future, but for now, we are going to take the Splatter Splasher off the SID portal and we're going to replace it with Clown Cruiser. It'd be very convenient if I could just take one of those elites right now and place them on the portal, because they have so much health that even in vehicle sections, all of their health does not diminish. But unfortunately, they're locked out. The series is called a Locke after all, which means that we're locked to certain characters and those characters are locked out when they die. Anyway, we're back to Light already. The game just really wants me to play as the Light and Dark characters today, apparently, so there is the Might of Astro Blast. What's funny in vehicle sections is that the elements that pop up can only be the same as the elements that the vehicles have for those terrain types. So basically, C sections can only ever be Magic, Dark, or Water, because those are the elements of the C vehicles. Then Sky sections can only ever be Air, Life, and Light, and then Land vehicle sections are all the other ones. Even the Clown Cruiser here, despite Hammerstone Bowser being a Fire Skylander, his vehicle is actually an Air element. And the Barrel Blaster is a Tech Elemental vehicle, despite, again, Turbocharged Donkey Kong being a Life Skylander. So they're the only cases where a Supercharger and their vehicle might match aesthetically, but they do not match based on the elements that they are from. Only time. All the other 18 characters, their vehicles and their Superchargers are of the same elements. Which is a shame, because it would have been a really nice touch if Supershot Stealth Elf supercharged the Dark Sea Shadow. Well, not regular Supershot Stealth Elf, Dark Supershot Stealth Elf, and she supercharged for Dark Sea Shadow purely because they came together in the Dark Edition starter pack for non-Nintendo systems. So her being able to supercharge that vehicle specifically, again, would have been a nice attention to detail. But clearly, what I'm asking for here is too much. Kill it. Kill it. Kill everything. What does this guy's X attack do? It does that. Yay. What am I even launching with that attack is the question. Pretty key question, that one. It's kind of hard to be good with attacks when I don't even know what the attacks are. Yeah, that just goes to show how rarely I play Nintendo versions of Skylanders, especially this game in specific. Normally I prefer playing this game on PS4, it has the better performance, it has the better graphics, but on Wii U I'm willing to make those sacrifices because we get to play as the exclusive characters, Turbocharged Donkey Kong and Hammerstone Bowser. That's right, they're just that good that it's worth playing a inferior port just to play as them. Supercharged Donkey Kong and Hammerstone Bowser, definitely worth it. Both those Skylanders, double thumbs up. Anyway, I dropped my controller, so luckily that didn't spell out my doom, because that's what we have cutscenes for. Okay, let's kill some things. My favourite activity, especially when things look at me funny, and they had it coming for looking at me funny. That's why you don't look at me funny. And watch out. Yes, we did. We watched out, baby. You're dead. And, well, you're not dead yet. Actually, you are. I lied. You're dead. Yay. And that's dead too. Fan-freaking-tastic. Now the question is, will I remember to get some mods along the way as we head back and complete the level? Let's find out. But first as first, we've got to fly all the way up there, and then we can jettison ourselves out of here, saving for prisoners along the way. Because at the end of the day, we kicked this game off in a rather dark and depressing moment, for Chaos has won. We are effectively a small resistance with a tiny chance of securing a victory against the massive Empire. You know, it's a very Star Wars inspired story, this one, with us being the heart of a rebellion. For Skylander, you know, he's effectively, well, he or she, whatever Skylander you're playing as, they are effectively the Jedi in this scenario. The last beacon of hope, if you will, which is even the name of one of the checkpoints coming up. But for now, we just want to beat this level, and we're going to leave whatever checkpoints pop up at the Academy for the next episode. Which, for some reason, saying that in that specific tone is one thing that I'd love to say. Without further ado, let's be continuing on. Ooh, cutscenes. Cutscenes in black and white. That was pretty foolish. They had plenty of, like, reaction time to avoid one another, and yet somehow they still failed miserably on every conceivable level. Man, I still love that magnificent robe. I could go for a magnificent robe like that. Would pair well with my magnificent hair indeed.
I mean, I know the station is fueled.
And there he is, the second best NPC in Skylanders history. We love ourselves a little bit of Little Shanks. I'm just realising I'm showing too much skin. YouTube, please do not demonetize this for showing too much skin. I understand that, you know, the elbow is a big ask to not get demonetized, but please do not demonetize me for showing my elbow skin. It's too revealing, I know.
No, not about you, sir. It's about the thing.
This is Skybeam! Is truly not a AAA blockbuster title without a Skybeam.
It's gotten so much bigger. Plus, I think it's watching me.
Oh, you're imagining things, Glumshanks. Now get me Moneybone.
Very well. Moneybone Online 1 for you, sir.
Find out where they took my ship before chaos. Lord Chaos!
Yeah, he clearly wasn't caught at the best, most opportune moment now, was he? He somehow spun it around though. That's just for might and the charisma of Count Moneybone, one of the finest villains of the Skylanders franchise. I just love his voice acting. It really brings personality and soul to his character, which is ironic because he's undead. So that begs the question, does he have a soul? Does your soul leave you when you exit from the world of the living? Is soul a living entity that's with you when you're alive? Or is your soul always there even when you become of the undead? Boneheaded. Puns. Hilarious. My sides are splitting. God, I hope not. That would be very graphic and I'd definitely get demonetized if my sides were splitting. Just my guts pouring out like that one scene from The Walking Dead, which I totally would show if not for the fact that I will 100% get demonetized for it. Let there be fire! It appears I'm not the only one with a spark. Chaos also has a spark which he's going to use to ignite the fire for his own YouTube videos. Because let's be honest here, Superchargers Chaos, that robe alone could garner him millions of subscribers. He just got looked apart. Oh good, our ship now can't just float away. Now the real reason they had the anchors right there was so that we could conveniently move the academy around, because at the end of the day a still target is an easy target. It's like a dragon, a downed dragon is a dead dragon, which is why you go for the wings or the tail. But those poor dragons, I hope they're okay.
It's the wings and the tails you really want. If it can't fly, it can't get away. A downed dragon is a dead dragon.
That's right, gold reference for the win, and I'm gonna break my shoulder doing that someday.
And we need him now more than ever. But don't worry, Mag said she'd be happy to show you around.
Well, that sure is convenient, and those are tasks in one safe place that we shall be tackling in the next episode of the Skylanders Superchargers Supercharger Noir Locke Wii U Edition. With that being said and done, this video is coming to an end, and I want to thank you all so much for watching. By merely clicking on this video, you've shown support and helped it garner recognition so it can reach many other viewers here on YouTube. I'd love to see you take the extra step and leave a like on the video if you enjoyed. Also be sure to comment below and push that subscribe button whilst you're down there. By clicking elsewhere on screen, you can either check out a video that's specifically picked out for you, or you can check out the rest of the playlist for a series you just watched. Before ending off, I'd like to thank all of my Blazing Knights and Scorching Dragons whose support help make these videos possible. I'll be seeing you in the next video, and until that moment arises, peace!